Rockstar Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. Rocking a new shirt. I got some new Panthers clothes that came in. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Oh, what a day it has been. No, I see some people who are like, don't like the move. Some people I've seen don't care. Some care about it. Kadarius Toney is definitely not someone I would want to bring here. So I see some people talk about Kadarius Toney. No, thanks. We can keep that. So I mean, internal 252, you don't know who's going to be that true number. Adam Thielen's the true number 2. Whether you like it or not, that's who it is. Internal 252. Unfortunately, that's how it is. That's how it works. He's the number 2, whether you like it or not. Even though he's the slot receiver, that doesn't mean he's not a number 2. So, and Mingo and Leggett are going to be getting some burn. So that doesn't mean that you're just stuck with Mingo. I think we've seen a lot of reliability out of this wide receiver group. And when's the last time that we can say that we had depth in this wide receiver room? I mean, it obviously didn't matter in the preseason game 252 when he was having enough time to throw the ball and he had a clean pocket. So, he was able to pass the ball around. And then I think one move that surprised me, which we'll talk more about. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. Of course, the 4 things you see on the side of my screen: like, comment, share, subscribe. It's the best way you can do it. It's all for free. It only takes a couple seconds to do. Shout out to BetUS, their sponsorship of our live stream, of course, as always. And, of course, shout out to all you guys in the chat supporting. So, yeah, let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. It was a busy day in the Carolina Panthers office. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Boston Scott can join the now. Stop, mad chatter. There's no one that to me personally, that I saw from the cuts today from other teams looked good or was worthwhile to me. Right? So we are in the midst of a major rebuild, right? And as time has gone, as the time has come we had to make some tough choices today. Dan Morgan needed to trim some fat from this roster from 90 players, so you got to get them down to 53. Today was the deadline by 4 p.m. While some players might find a spot on the practice squad, which some of these guys that got waived or released could find themselves back on this team, right? In the practice squad group. But even after these cuts, this roster still isn't set in stone, guys. So y'all got to think about it this way. This is not done. Like, just because of what happened today, this roster is not done. It's not completely done. All right. It's not completely done. The roster is not completely set in stone. So let's just kind of hold off on like, oh my God, we cut this guy. He did great in preseason. Like, the Panthers have top waiver wire priority until week 4. Okay. So any player making this team could still be on shaky ground if a better option becomes available. All right. Now, Morgan and I think Canales both know how to spot talent. Morgan's definitely not shy about bringing in new faces. Think about the most recent trade we had, Michael Jackson. All right. Think about the most recent trade we had in Michael Jackson. So he's not scared to bring in talent or new faces in here. So, shout out to Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Shout out to Michael Jackson. Got to give it a little. There you go. So shout out to Michael Jackson on the team now. So And you got to set, he's in exchange for a 7th round pick. So, he's all about business. He's getting this team back on track. For many players, obviously, this is a nerve-wracking time. This is where their dreams can be made or broken with these final roster announcements. Some players are going to got their shot. Some players are going to get another shot on another team, while others may face that harsh reality of their NFL journey coming to an end, and where they can go off to the XFL. All right. Or they can go on LinkedIn, update the resume, start applying for real jobs. I don't know. All right. Some of these guys might even go into car sales or insurance, whatever the case may be. No offense to them. That's just how it is. That's just how it works. Right. And this is why I'm on here talking to you. So, obviously Morgan's decisions are there has been a lot of scrutiny, I feel like. But this is a total different front office, in my opinion. And I think that what Dan Morgan has done is 10 times better than what I've seen from the Scott Fitterer over the past couple, Scott Fitterer. So y'all can't tell me that the moves that this man is making is not better than what Scott Fitterer has done. Because I feel like if Dan Morgan says we are in on every deal, or if we're in on something, I feel like we are, when compared to when Scott Fitterer says we're going to be in on every deal, and we never really were. He was just bullshitting us to bullshit us. Right? But this is the time for Dan Morgan. This is a crucial part of his job for him. This is a crucial time for him. And he has to be able to make the most since he's taken over. So we all were anticipating the whole all of this, the cut transactions, right? You got the new rules that have allowed a full training camp preseason slate for everyone, which means players had amp time to prove their worth, while it gave some a better shot. For others, it just delayed the inevitable. So here are the most notable cuts. So waived by injured, you had the defensive tackle, Junior Aho, offensive tackle, Tyler Smith. And then waived, you got Lumu, Ale, Jack Anderson. See, Jack Anderson for me was a big one because he started out strong and he was the first to be cut. I thought he had a solid preseason performance. He's probably going to earn himself a spot somewhere else, or they're going to put him on the practice squad. I was very surprised by him just because of how high his PFF grades were when he got here. Right. So, I'm very surprised by Jack Anderson and Beasley. He came here late. DiCaprio Boodle, probably going to be a practice squad guy. I think another one, Mason Brooks, right? Alex Cook got waived. I thought he did pretty well through the preseason, was pretty surprised, and in training camp was surprised by him. But DiCaprio Boodle, I think the reason why DiCaprio Boodle really got cut was because of Mike Jackson and the injured of Dane Jackson. I think Boodle's position just became more uncertain. Plus, also, he got put on ice skates on Saturday. And I think that led to his release. Jeremiah Crawford, Willie Drew, as you can see there, Kenny Dyson, Felipe Franks, Ricky Lee, Terrace Marshall Jr. Now, I'm going to harp on go back to the Terrace Marshall Jr. real quick, but let's continue to get through some of these real quick. Then you got corner Condre Mosley, Walter Palmore, Sam Pinckney, Shant's up, don't care. I know he got cut. Probably will end up becoming a practice squad guy for us. Jack Plummer. What can I say about Jack Plummer? Well, he showed improvement in the last game. I just don't think it was enough for him to get a roster spot. He probably could come back, be on the practice squad, but I figured he would ultimately get waived. Jaden Sheridan still doesn't understand why we didn't keep Dylan Johnson for this guy. it still blows my mind. Why bring this guy in and then you waive him again? I thought Dylan Johnson performed very well against, the Jets. So I thought he did enough for me to be on this squad, but for some reason they decided to bring back Sherndon. I don't know why. TJ Smith. Well, there went one of my sleepers out the door. I thought TJ Smith looked great in the middle. I really liked him on the defensive line. Showed a lot of poise in there. Showed a lot of pressure. Had 2 sacks in 2 preseason games. I really liked what I saw. Mike Strachan, not surprised. Luigi Vallon, not surprised. Chris Wilcox, not surprised. Chandler Wooten, there was a little bit of a surprise, but not really. Mike Boone, let's talk about him. Mike Boone, it was a surprise move a little bit. I mean, they released him. But Boone, despite his standout performance in the preseason, the team decided to go with Raheem Blackshear as their third running back until, obviously, Jonathan Brooks returns. I think Boone could still return to the squad if he clears waivers. Rudy Ford, another one. I liked what he had a solid track record on special teams. He was just a late arrival. I mean, and he didn't make the cut. So this could open up opportunities for younger safeties. But yeah, the Luigi Vallon, I thought he showed flashes in camp, but waived due to inconsistent performances. Wooten, let me go back to him real quick. Standout special teams guy, but Wooten couldn't secure a spot. Likely, I think, due to the emergence of Trevin Wallace, really. See who else there. Hollister. I would thought he might make it. I thought Jesper Horsted would have made it too. I could have seen both of those guys making it because Hollister coming out of Seattle, having that familiarity with Dave Canales. Horsted showed some very good promise in the passing game. But Jordan Matthews, let's talk about him. Despite showing some solid leadership and playing during the offseason, he was released. I think it suggests that the Panthers are really optimistic about Jadavion Sanders. And I also think they think that they seem pretty optimistic, obviously, about Ian Thomas and his recovery. And he may end up on the practice squad again or attract interest from other teams. But as we'll see how this roster continues to evolve. Obviously, we already knew about the Barna and DJ Wanham getting on the reserve / pup list. Of course, you've got Jonathan Brooks on the reserve list, Dane Jackson, Sam Franklin, and then, of course, injury reserve, you got Tay Davis and Cam Gill. So, but let's talk about Terrace Marshall real quick, okay? This one was a little bit of an eye raiser for me because – and part of it wasn't. Terrace Marshall Jr., to me, part of it wasn't. His cut, I mean, here's the thing. They brought this kid in. He's a second-round pick. He was a hopeful up-and-comer out of LSU. And then now he's shown the door, right? The release, to me, signals a clear message from this front office. Despite draft pedigrees, means nothing if you don't perform now. So, 7 wide receivers currently on the roster. It's clear that the Panthers are banking on a mix of veterans and fresh faces to lead this receiving core. I don't let the names fool you, though. I do think Thielen and Deontay Johnson bring the experience, right? If we're looking at this offense now, I think Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen bring the experience, right? While you got Mingo, Xavier Legette, who bring in that youth and potential. Same thing with Jalen Coker. Obviously, Amir Smith-Marsette's that Swiss Army knife. Great in punt returns and kick returns, right? That's what they're going to use him for. But also maybe some trick plays on the offense. But then you got David Moore, obviously with the familiarity out of Tampa with Dave Canales. Seemed to be a little bit of a Mr. Reliable in the last game. And with that familiarity, it kind of sealed his fate into this roster, right? So again, this can change though, folks. This can change. All right. This whole roster still can change. Okay. So again, this is not set in stone right now. This can change up all the way up to week 4. And then of course you got then you have training or not, you got the trade block, right? You got trades that will probably be coming up mid-season. I don't know when the trade thing ends for the NFL in 2024. Let's see, trade deadline. So again, for the NFL, the trade deadline will be, trying to see. It's not giving me any updates for the trade deadline. November 5th, I think. I think it's around the same time like it was last year, November 5th. So, again, you're going to have that as well. All right? You're going to have that as well. So, TMJ may go to the Bengals Commanders. He will thrive elsewhere. He's a deep threat. Internal 252, I think he'll go probably either the Bills or I could agree with the Bengals to go back with, Jamar Chase. And of course, being around Joe Burrow. But I could also see the Bills because of Joe Brady being up there. So I could see him going there. I could see them picking him up. It's weird anytime the parents get involved, I think. We got till 12 p.m. tomorrow to have waiver claims done. Gotcha. Our main, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. So we got till, that's a good point. So we got till 12 p.m. to get waiver claims done. And then we're going with a 2 quarterbacks on this roster. So they seem to be rolling the dice with Young staying healthy and avoiding injuries. Now, of course, the running back room, who's going to carry the load there? Because that's another interesting move because you're putting Jonathan Brooks on the reserved injury list, right? So he's got to be out for at least the first 4 weeks, which I think that's a smart move for them to do, to get this kid fully healthy and bring him back. And once he comes back, he's going to be a problem. Jonathan Brooks will be a problem once he comes back. And then I think once they bring him back and he proves that he is going to be a problem, I'm telling you right now, Miles Sanders will be on the trade block if he's not already. All right. I'm leaning on, of course, we're going to have to lean on Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders till then. And then Blackshear will be the backup behind them. But but to me in the running back room, I'm not too worried about it. Okay. All right. As long as Sanders stays healthy and can prove some worth, then we should be fine there. But other than that, I'm not too worried about it. So we could see our first waiver claims come in late today. Sounds good. So, I mean, again, not done, man. They're not done. Just like Zach said, we got till 12 p.m. tomorrow to have waiver claims. And then he also mentioned that we have first waiver claims could come in late today. So there's still moves to be made. Sit Brooks for the year. Internal 252, that doesn't make any sense, man. He tore the ACL back in November. He's been physical therapy all the way up till now. By the time week 4 comes around, by the time he gets through week 4, comes and plays for week 5, it'll be almost November again of this year. So it gives him, he's had enough time to prepare, rest, get himself 100%. All right, let's get into the defensive side of things. The defensive roster, as you could see, they made some bold moves. So of course you got your 4 outside linebackers, got Jadeveon Clowney His supporting cast isn't really exactly murderers road, but if Clowney or one of these other guys goes down, someone's going to have to step up. Now, I don't know who's going to step up in this group because you've got Barno and Wanu out, and Wanu was supposed to be on the other side of Clowney. So can DJ Johnson or Cravlon Chasen, can one of those guys step up? That's the question. Meanwhile, you got the decision to place Dane Jackson and safety Sam Franklin on injury reserve with return designations. I think it's a smart move under the new rules, and it does allow these players to heal while you're freeing up roster spots for others. So, however, with only 8 to return designations allowed throughout the season, that means the Panthers are going to have to be careful to not use them up too early. All right. I'm good with the middle linebackers. Defensive line, I like that we got 7. I like having that meat on the inside there, stuff in the run. Once Dane Jackson comes back in that corner room, I'm interested to see what they do. If they end up keeping 6 corners, maybe they rock with 6. I don't know. I do feel comfortable now with Michael Jackson being here. The safety group I'm cool with. I wasn't surprised that they kept Amani Richardson because of how well he played. Jamie Robinson led the team a couple times in tackles this offseason. Like what I saw for them. Nick Scott, of course, and then but Xavier Woods, Jordan Fuller, they were already sealed their fate. Special teams, who gives a shit? Can we just get Eddie Pinheiro out of here? Can we just give it Eddie Pinheiro out of here? I'm done. I'm tired of dealing with this cat. All right. I'm tired of dealing with it. Nobody in Turtle 252. I'm not saying that you would workhorse him now, but you want to give him some. You got to give him some reps. Give him some reps. Well, I mean, I hear you, Zach, but everybody's ACL and how everybody recovers is different, and ACL tears are all different. They're not all the same. Dang, Chiefs all in the trades. Now I tied in. So I didn't say you got to workhorse him, but I do think he's going to be a problem because if he does come back fully healthy, I'm just saying I think he's going to be a problem. But back to the Eddie Pinheiro, bro. Can we please, for the love of God, get this guy out? The guy can't kick it past 55 yards to save his life. What good is he to us at this point? He's out there during the joint practices, walking around, laughing, giggling, watching Greg Zuerlein kick field goals. And this guy is going 2 for 4 in training camp, 2 for 5 in training camp. And this guy was holding out thinking he should get more money. For what? For what? So get Eddie Pinheiro out of here. He's a bum. He's a bum. I can't stand Eddie Pinheiro. And if I ever met the kid, I'd tell him to. Exactly, Shockwave. Bring back Mavis. Exactly. Marcos, you didn't miss anything. We were just going over the cuts, giving you my thoughts on certain ones. And then basically we're going over what the roster looks like right now. Panthers are back at practice today after roster cuts. What time was practice then? Like 4:00? So they got to practice at like 4 or 5 o'clock today? That's one hell of a long day. Them being in the front office all day and then going out to the practice field and just start practicing. Like, that's crazy, man. That's a long day. Could you imagine just being a GM and a head coach and all day long you're having to cut these guys, which first off has got to be hard. And then go out there and mentally tough too. Like I'm sure they feel bad, cutting some of these guys, but also then you're going out there and then you're going to go coach the guys you got left, like it's crazy. That's crazy, but I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Guys, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I really do. Make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button. What was the most shocking cut for you guys? Was it the Terrace Marshall? Because I feel like for most people today, it was probably the Terrace Marshall one. And I'll I can open up, we can also see what's going on Twitter right now. Panthers made a dozen roster moves today. DMX opens. Mike K's already out here cooking it up. Let's see what's going on in the NFL. Now, another one that I do want to make y'all understand. Shockwave says he'll end up at Cincinnati. I think it's between Cincinnati and the Bills. One side, you got Joe Brady. The other side, you've got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, his former college teammates, right? So I could see it being both of those. It'll be interesting though where he ends up. He will find another home. And he wasn't happy here, man. And I'm not surprised that they probably, I guarantee you they probably tried to ship him out, right? They probably tried to move him, but they couldn't. And they were probably, through the offseason, they were trying to boost his stock up, and that didn't do him any favors. Y'all like this shirt? I thought this shirt was sick when I saw it on the 47 website for Carolina Panthers. That was pretty sick, right? Solid shirt. I got to get my own merch going. Hope Coker makes the roster with the Raver picks up. Zach, I think he's a done deal. I really do. I think they're taking a younger approach. I think they're taking a younger approach with a veteran approach. So you got a mix there, right? You got David Moore, Thielen, you got Deontay Johnson. There's your veterans. But then you got Coker, Mingo still developing. You got Xavier Legette. I think that they are going with that approach, having that nice mixture, be able to have guys for the future, but also veterans that can help mentor these guys. And of course, Dave Canales. I mean, look what he did, what he was able to do with Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf and those guys out there. That's another thing that people don't think about is what Dave Canales can do with these wide receivers. Just saying. Shockwave, I like that. I hope they bring Dylan Johnson back because I like what I saw from him. I think he's a guy that could be a workhorse for sure. I think he could be a good third down power back, something like that. Maybe that's what he could develop into. Appreciate it. Appreciate the drip. I can see us going tight end and waiver. Could possibly, but again, they might not. They might just bring someone on the practice squad. Like I said, they might bring Jordan Matthews back on the practice squad. A lot of people everybody had a lot of positive things to say about Jordan Matthews, how he came out to, training camp with great energy, came out there and obviously said, comes out there and works his ass off. He's one of the first people there, one of the last to leave. So, I wouldn't be surprised. Shockwave, I don't see Mingo getting traded. I really don't. I don't think that makes sense. Steve Smith has been working with him. I think we just got to give Mingo and Legette some time to get within this new system. Because Shockwave, I already came out and said that, and people thought I was just making clickbait shit up. I had a source on that, but that got closed off very quickly for the Mingo trade. So I just don't see it. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been any update though, Zach, on his injury. I just don't see them going tight end. If anything, I think, yeah, Ian is hurt. Ian is hurt from my understanding too. He is, but see, that's the thing, Zach, if he's really that hurt, they would have put him on they would have put him on a pup or a reserve. So it can't be that bad. But I think what they will do in waivers is they're going to look at 3 position groups. I think the 3 main ones that they're going to look at is pass rush, corner, and I think they'll probably even look at they might even look at tight end and wide receiver as well. And probably, but I would say my 3 that I want them to look at, even though Andrew Rahm looked good through the offseason, I think that they look at those 3 positions. You look at pass rusher, corner, and offensive line or center, whatever the case may be. Because again, I am not very high on Chandler Zavala, even though they said that he has looked better. But Cade Mays for me is a guy that could be an odd man out very easily for me. All right. Now again, Cade Mays can play, has that versatility, but he just hasn't shown me enough to say, yeah, this guy is good, right? He's even a decent backup. Good afternoon, Cyber. Appreciate you joining the live stream, man. Chargers need a wide receiver. That could be a good one. Yeah, Zach, that's what I'm thinking. The 3 top priorities is edge, corner, offensive line. Like, I think the offensive line's fine. Like, if we went into week 1, like, even if we go into week 1 with what this offensive line looks like right now. So, even if we go into week 1 with this offensive line right here, which I need to move myself out the way. Not like that. Even if we go with the offensive line like that, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. But I still think that they still prioritize maybe a replacement for Cade Mays. Which I'm surprised. Jack Anderson was a guy I was really high on. And I'm surprised that he didn't make the roster. Jack Stoll or CJ Uzma, who you like? I like CJ. Give me the guy who's actually, has more experience. Are you able to pull up the top waiver cuts? Yeah, I can, Jalen. I'll pull them up here in a minute. Our D tackles are weak. It's a little weak, Matt Chatter. I wouldn't be mad at them going after. Am I a Tuttle fan? No, I'm not. I am not a Tuttle fan at all. I'll be honest with you. I need to see more out of Tuttle. I really do. Don't be shocked if we claim a defensive tackle too. They might. Jalen, are you? Yeah. Let me see what I can do here, Jalen. Let's see if Spot Tracker can hook something up for me. Let me see if Spot Tracker can cook something up. Let's see. Maybe Spot Tracker will be able to help me out. Now, I won't say it will. All right, so let's go all positions. Let's go here. Let's go all types. I don't know if this is going to be. Why do they have like 3 people? There's got to be something messed up with this site. Let me look. Let me see if I can find it. Top waiver cuts. Top waiver / cuts players available right now. Maybe CBS has got something for me here. No, they just got updates. Trying to see if I can find something for you guys. Give me a second. I'm not too sure. It's not going to give me a list of who the top available are. Let me see here. All right, so this is going to give us a list from each team. So Arizona, they cut Desmond Ridder, Naquan Jones. Dennis Daly sounds familiar. I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know how good he is. We're going to have to pull up PFF real quick. Let's see if PFF's got anything going on. Maybe they might have a list. Yeah, I mean, Jalen, I don't know. I don't know if we've got anything out there yet. Maybe PFF might have something. Live games look great. Live. Let's see if they got any. I'm just trying to see if they put any articles out, maybe saying, these are the top players who are available. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, as of right now, Jalen, it doesn't look like they've got it. We ain't got a list out. They ain't got a list out yet of top targets, but we will dive into that, guys. Also, don't forget. First off, don't forget. Okay. I got to share my screen real quick with you guys. Something about tonight. Guys, don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. Tonight, NFC South Roundtable right here tonight. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Okay. Do not forget, 7 p.m. tonight, EST, live on YouTube, the NFC South Roundtable. We're already at 600 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're trying to get the NFC South Roundtable the best channel on Roundtable Sports. So I need your help to do that. So make sure y'all go check it out tonight. Go ahead and go over there, smash that like button, getting in the chat tonight. Represent. All right. We're going to be talking about the 53-man roster. We're also going to be breaking down our NFC South standings, and we're going to give our record predictions for each and every team tonight. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a big show tonight. Probably going to be a lot of shit talking, but it's going to be good. So y'all make sure y'all come check it out tonight. All right. All right, let's get back to this. And what we'll do is we're going to go through this. Okay. We're going to go through this right here. We're going to go through this list, and we're going to go look at some guys through the PFF. See if we can maybe get some decent gradings. Dennis Daly sounds very familiar. And I want to see if he's any good because, offensive tackles are always something good to come by. No, he fucking is trash. Sorry. We need to be looking at him. We do not need to look at Mr. Dennis Daly. He is awful. Yeah, not any good. Let's see what we got. Let's see, Jakeem Grant, Austin Stogner, Jordan Thomas, Zach Bailey. That's right. He was here. That's why his name sounded so familiar, Cyburn. Guys, if you see anybody on this list, Jakeem Grant seems to be a guy that sticks in my mind. Obviously, his time in Miami was when I remember him the best. They got Jordan Thomas. Isn't he like 37 years old? Or am I thinking somebody else? Oh, I remember this guy. He has not done jack squat in his career. Wow. Wow. Okay, Jordan Thomas. Team's got 17 minutes to get roster cuts done. I'm trying to look at some of these guys, see if I know any of them. I mean, I know some of them. Austin Stogner. I definitely spelled his name correctly, but his name doesn't even come up in PFF. That's crazy. All right, Austin Stogner, Zach Bailey. Let's look at this guy. Just seeing if they're. Hey, listen. If he's any good, he's any good. No, he's not any good. Trash. Absolute garbage. All right, let's keep going through. Willie Hooper, Trey Valve, Sean Ryan, Tashawn Manning, Russell Gage. There's some familiarity there with Mr. Canales out of Tampa Bay, Russell Gage. I mean, that could be a guy we go after. Cyburn, you keep sending messages, but it's blank, my guy. Jack Browning, Demarion P.P. Williams. That's a hell of a nickname. Scott Washington. So Andy Isabella, no thank you. Gable Stevenson, the wrestler. Stephen Gilmore, Kareem Jackson. Ben DiNucci wouldn't be a bad third string. I wouldn't be mad at that. Deion Jones, interesting. Let go of him. Kyron Brown. Let me see this guy. I was just trying to look. Any familiarity with this kid? Let's see. Of course, we got rid of these guys. Dylan Johnson, Nash Jensen, Lamar Jackson. See the Bears. If anybody notices anyone that might be worth a dang, I can't. Keith Randolph. Wasn't he supposed to be like a top draft pick in this draft off of the defensive line out of Illinois? Wasn't Keith Randolph the guy out of Illinois that was like a big time defensive lineman? If I'm not mistaken. Hakeem Butler, Noah Kane. Kwame Lassiter. I'm interested in some of the Bears corners. Let's see what corners you're talking about. So Khalid Kareem. Which one, Cyburn? Because I'm looking at him right now. I'm just trying to see who we got. Guys, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, okay? Please. Khalid Kareem was drafted out of Cincinnati in 2020. This guy only had one solo tackle. I mean, this guy played one game. Didn't really do much last year. Didn't really do much in 2022. 2021 did okay, but he's an edge. Why do they have him as a defensive? Oh, I was looking at something else. Whoopsie. Let's look at Douglas Coleman. Douglas Coleman III. He's a corner. No, he's a safety. All right. He's a safety, so that does us no good. All right, Cincinnati. What do we got? Andre Carter. Dang, they got rid of the kid out of Army? Isn't that the kid out of Army? Andre Carter? Or is that Minnesota? Oh, this is a different guy. Never mind. But Minnesota also got rid of Andre Carter. The kid out of Army. I thought he was going to be a great prospect. I'm really not seeing anybody so far out of these teams that really stick out to me. I mean, Carl Lawson, the Dallas got released him, but I mean, we still need some help in the edge room. I'd take a look at it. We could always bring back Damian Wilson if you like. Greg Stroman Jr. Did they cut him? That's the question. Sideburn, did they cut Greg Stroman? Let me look at this guy. Greg Stroman Jr. This kid's solid, actually. They cut him? Because it says he's on the team. At least from PFF. Let me look him up. Let me look Greg Stroman, because if he is cut, I wouldn't be mad at it because he's got some decent numbers. Yep, Greg Stroman was cut 58 minutes ago. So this could be a DB I would look at, folks. Good call by Cyburn. Greg Stroman, pretty freaking solid, man. 15 solo tackles, 1 interception. Now, the target's 18, but he allowed 15. So, but his passer rating allows a 76.6. 2 missed tackles. He had a sack. 8 stops, 1 interception, 3 assisted. Coverage. Doesn't fit the size that those guys like, but yeah, he got cut though. He did it. They just didn't put it on here for some reason. That's not a bad pickup right there. At least for the corner room. Vincent Gray. That sounds familiar. Trying to see if we can find some more corners in here. Vincent Gray. Not getting much burn when he played, though. He just got cut, actually, by the Cleveland Browns. Here's another guy. The Bears corner room was crowded. Here's another guy. Doesn't look like he got a lot of burn in 2023, but not bad. Yeah, Keith Randolph Jr., I thought he was a big time. I wish I had my PS subscription. I had to cancel my university train my wallet. Chance the Pepper. Yeah, Keith Randolph came out of Illinois. See, I knew that. And he was supposed to be a big time. I thought he was supposed to be a big time pick. All right, so let's continue, see what else we got here. Could always bring back Damian Wilson. Psych. Your boy CJ Henderson. Damn, did they cut Desmond King? They cut Desmond King from wow, the Texans cut Desmond King. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because based off this list, the Houston Texans cut Desmond King. That would be pretty interesting right there. I would not be opposed to looking into Desmond King. I know he's older, but the guy's got some solid. I don't know. I'm looking at it. Miles Murphy got cut today. Yeah, another one that probably people are probably looking at is Miles Murphy, edge rusher. Yeah, 3 sacks. Okay. 6 assisted, 9 solo. I was very high on him too, Doug. Has been scheme fit. He played behind Wanum. Yeah, it just doesn't make. I mean, I like it, but it wouldn't make sense for us to bring him in. I don't think just because of Wanum. So I don't know. What do you think, Doug? Bring him in, Andre Carter. I don't know. Miles Murphy. Another one was Caleb Farley, and I want to harp on this real quick because I feel like some people are going to say this, and I mean this in the most respectful way. This guy, his size is what we would be looking for, and he would fit the scheme, especially for what Evero does. But the problem is this guy can't stay healthy. The guy can't stay healthy, and it also would be a CJ Henderson situation all over again. And I was high on CJ Henderson, and I do not want to go through that again. I do not want to go through that same situation again with CJ Henderson. So, with that being said, in the words of the great what's the show that I'm thinking of? The great for that reason I'm out. Y'all know what show I'm talking about. If y'all know what show I'm talking about, Shark Tank. For that reason, I'm out. Deontay Foreman did he get cut today? I don't see him getting cut from the Cleveland Browns. Now, again, this list might not be up to date. I need to find a more up to date list. This is getting ridiculous. NFL cuts. Let's see if we can just find something. I need to find a better list. No, this is not. Is this today? When's this updated to 27th at 3:39 p.m.? Okay. Well, maybe we'll use this tab instead. Deion Jones. Okay, we got that. Mike White would not be a bad. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't be mad if Mike White came in here. I would not be mad if Mike White came in here for that third string. Steely Chambers. Linebacker, Steely Chambers. I kind of want to see what he looks like. What up, broski? Why is that not pulling up? You're telling me this player ain't pulling up? Wow. You're telling me Steely Chambers is not in here at PFF? No. Okay. What up, Austin? Appreciate you joining, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, so that's fine. Just trying to see what else we got. Neil Johnson. All right, so let's see. Russell Gage, again, we saw him. Andre Carter, that's a different Andre. Oh, they did cut Deontay Foreman. Dude, I mean, here's the Bears are mad deep at corner. Yeah, they are. Again, we were just talking about Cyburn was just talking about a guy that's on the Bears that they cut today. Has some Greg Stroman, Broski Bear. He was saying that that's someone we possibly could target. I don't know much about him. His PFF grades aren't bad, but I don't know much about him. I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns right now because their offensive line has been pretty good. I ain't ever made up anything, Clay. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't think you made it up. I just didn't see it. That's all I'm saying. That's why I needed to pull up a new list because I was like, I don't see his name on the list. So that's why I needed to pull up this list. I'm trying to see if there's any decent corners out here. Tony Brown, Justin Hardy, no. Offensive line, Wyatt Davis, Zach Johnson. Look at these guys real quick. Wyatt Davis. Because I just want to see if there's any decent Zach Johnson. 2 minutes till roster. 2 minutes till roster cuts are done. All right. Neither one of those guards are worth a dang. Let's look and see if we got any decent corners out of them. Tony Brown. Nope. He's trash. Justin Hardy. Let's see if we can find any in here. Nope. He's trash. Fayon Hicks. Is that how you pronounce his name? See if we got any decent to see there. Nope. He's trash. Okay. So no good corners out of that room. Kellen Barnes. Nice. Let's see. Let's continue. Noah Brown. Okay. Trent Penix, Greg Ward, Josh Sills, Clay Fields III, Ronnie Harrison. Nope. Ricky Stromberg. Ricky Stromberg. All right, let's see. Ricky Stromberg. A center. 26 offensive snaps. Overall, a 44.5. Pass blocking grade, 41.7. Run blocking grade, pretty bad, actually. Not very good. Not very good. Not very good. Not very good at all. See. Any other 4 o'clock, folks? It's 4 o'clock. Damn, a lot of Panthers fans are very pissed off that right now. Let's head on over to Twitter. We got Ben from the Keep Purring podcast saying that keeping Ian Thomas over Jordan Matthews horseshit, by the way. Here's the thing. Again, I'm not surprised by something like this. Okay. They went with the more veteran presence. You got a guy transitioning for the wide receiver. Now, again, Jordan Matthews is a better vertical threat than I think Ian Thomas is. I will give him that. But I think they went with more the guy who can block, but then also he's got the bigger contract. I think at the end of the day, Ian Thomas, it is what it is. Like, he's here. It sucks. I don't like it as much as you guys do, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough situation, man, with all of this shit. Jalen Coker made it. Yeah, we all know that. We've got a lot of people who. Let's see what else. I want to see. This is interesting. See if we got anything else going on. Yep, it's 4 p.m. EST. Now, teams are now required to be at 53 players on their active roster. As always, this is not the end. A roster will be flew through. Yep, I told y'all. So it's not over yet. It's not over. Condre Miller. Okay. Zion Lagu, defensive tackle, was waived from the Falcons. They released Donald Parham. Okay. Mike Hall Jr., Isaiah Tion, put him back on practice squad. I'm surprised by the Deontay Johnson, but was a 3rd-round pick in 2023. He's got to suck. Cut Robert Kennedy, had a game-sealing interception in preseason finale. Now he'll go on waivers. Okay. Mitchell Hall Jr. on the commission's list. Well, no, I mean, okay. Matt Chatter, what are you upset about? I'm just trying to see what we got here. I'm just trying to see if we got any decent players out here still available. Still available. Or that are available after these cuts. Let's see. Nothing right now. Nothing. Ian Thomas and Luis Perez cut. Ian Thomas isn't cut though, Matt Chatter. He's still on this team. That's what I'm trying to. What do you mean? No real shockers anywhere today? No. Nope, not really. All right. Let's see if we got anything else. Wow. Taylor Heineke said he saw the writing on the wall a few weeks ago, but he sticks on the. Wow. They kept him. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's go back to this list here. See if we can find anybody worthwhile. Denzel Mims is gone. He just has to suck. I'm trying to see if there's any guards, corners. Trey Flowers, no. Christian Braswell. That name sounds familiar. Christian Braswell. Let me see what his PFF grades look like. Nothing. Must have some dirt on the David Tepper. He might, man. He might. Just try. I'm just going through these list of teams. I'm looking at the corners first, and then I'm also looking at the guard position to see if we can find anything. Really, with the only person out of this was Terrell Edmonds. That was a big move, I think, for them. But Trey Flowers, how did he do last year? Did he get any burn? Did he get any burn last year? He got some burn. He got some burn last year. Not very good, though. All right, let's skip on to the next one. Mikael Jones. Caleb Farley, again, that's the situation. Again, that's just another. I mean, as much as I want to feed into that, I'm not going to. I think it's just another CJ Henderson situation. Art Green, how did he do last year? And was he even on the field? No. Well, wait a minute. Art Green, nope. Alec Mock or Andre Smith? Let's see. Trying to find some guys here. See if we got some sleepers somewhere. Andre Smith. Okay. Andre Smith. Hello. But this was, I mean, but how many games did he play? Oh, he only played 4 games. But his grading ain't that bad for 4 games. This is a linebacker out of the Denver Broncos room. Andre Smith right here. But he only played 4 games. He was, oh shit, we did draft this cat. I remember him. That means he's no good. That means he's no good. Moving on. Kadarius Toney, absolutely not. Kelvin Joseph. Kelvin Joseph. Let's see. Nothing. What up, Broadwall? Appreciate you joining, man. PJ Walker. Hey, man. We could go after Nathan Peterman. Alex Leatherwood, definitely not. Really, I mean, honestly, man, there is nobody out here that has been cut on waiver wires that really stands out to me. Really stands out to me. I mean, I'm looking at this. How did Deion Jones do last year? Even though we moved on from him, but like, how did he do? Deion Jones last year, how many games did he play? Damn, week 3 played, missed out on two games, missed out on week 4 and 5, played week 6, missed week 7, or if it was a bye maybe that week, I don't know. Played the week 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He played the rest of the season. So he played 1, 2. He played 12 games last year. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by for the cap space. So that means if we go look at we could go look at the cap space. Wouldn't be again, Deion Jones. Wouldn't be a bad guy to bring back, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. They cut him. Yeah. Doesn't look like really from any of these list guys. It really doesn't shock me. The Eagles released some guys. Brett Toth, we know about him. Max Sharping, John Ross, Perry. Looks like the Eagles just got rid of some guys. Will Greer, Matt Hennessy. Actually, I wouldn't mind looking at him real quick. Matt Hennessy. Let's look at this kid. Got drafted in 2020. 2022 wasn't a bad season at left guard. 2021 played a lot of snaps. Not another bad season. This guy might be, hey, this guy plays center and left guard. Matt Hennessy, the Eagles actually just cut him. So he was drafted in 2020. Not such a great year by the Falcons. And then 2021 overall has a 76 overall grade. Run blocking grade 88.1. Pass blocking kind of sucks, but he played center. Had 5 penalties, only 3 sacks. For 988 snaps, he had to play most of the season. Then 2022 looks like he got minimal snaps. Could be a good rotation guy, maybe. I mean, 75.4 pass blocking grade in that 69, which that's it's a great number, right? 69. Run blocking 82.6. You know what I mean? This could be a guy. This could be a guy. You never know. Damn. Drop it like it's hot. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go back to Matt Hennessy real quick, and let me go to his 2020. Did I go to his 2022? 2022, 2023, didn't get any burn. All right. So we're lead. Didn't get any burn, so must have been injured. I don't know. Might be a guy to look into. Could be a good center / left guard situation. Kind of like a Brady Christensen almost. I don't know. What do y'all think? I like what he brings. Who's Christian Wilkerson? Hello. Let's see what we got here. Raiders got rid of Christian Wilkerson. Who's he? wide receiver. Not any good. Oh, veteran wide receivers. Gotcha. Jalen Guyton. All right. Nobody worth anything. All right. What's the comment saying? What we got? Replace Cade Mays with him? Yeah. Is Jaden PV really better than TJ Smith? Amazing. I don't think so. I think TJ Smith should have made this roster. Maybe they'll bring him back for obviously a roster spot or like a practice squad spot. But is he better? No, he's definitely not better. In my opinion, he's not. I don't think so. All right, so let's go to Spot Track. Let's see what we can look at the cap space now that we cut ties with TMJ. Okay, or we're just going to go really slow. Yeah, Cyber, that would be a guy. Maybe that Hennessy guy could be a guy they target to replace Cade Mays. I think they would need a better tight end. Shockwave. I mean, again, I think the three position groups that they're going to look at through these waivers, again, guys, it's going to be pass rush, corner, and center, or somebody, or guard / center, kind of like how that Hennessy guy is. I seriously think that they're going to bring somebody in here. Better running back. I mean, Shockwave, we don't need a better running back. We got Jonathan Brooks. You got Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard. Like, I think our running back group is getting very slept on. I think a lot of people really and truly are hating on this wide receiver group. Why that is, I don't know. I like the wide receiver group. I like the wide receiver group where it's at. I don't understand why we feel the need to get another running back. I just don't. I think we're set because as soon as, again, I'm going to tell y'all this right now, as soon as Jonathan Brooks comes back, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. Let's see if they already updated the damn. No, they didn't update it, did they? They didn't update it on here. I like the way the undrafted free agent center played in preseason. Stacy Beeman, me too. I do like Andrew Rhyme, guys. I do like Andrew Rhyme. He's very solid. He is very solid. Through the preseason, he had, I think, top 5 PFF grades for us. Best part with Brooks, he doesn't have to be a workhorse this season. No, he doesn't. I think they're going to move him in slowly after the 4-week time. Week 5 comes around. They'll move him in that week for a little bit, give him some burn. Week 6, do a little bit of the same thing. And then by week 7, week 8, he will become an absolute issue out of the backfield because of his explosiveness. We're going to see more of that, his explosiveness, I'm telling you, this offseason or this upcoming season. Like by like week 6, I can see this guy becoming a problem and being used more. All right. Let's go look at the cap space now that we have made some moves, or all the moves we made. So we go over here. We're going to go cut pre-June. How do I cut Mr.? Where are you at, Terrace? So, let me be clear on this, everyone. Pay close attention, okay? Pay close attention to this. The right-hand side means how much money we save if we cut them. The left-hand side means how much money, okay, we made with, now I might be able to interact with this. Let me do, how do I mess around with this? Let's see. Is it the cap calculator? So if I go with Carolina Panthers, okay, perfect. So, all right. So for example, if I go in here, Here's Terrace Marshall. We're going to go ahead and cut him. All right. Our cap space now goes up to 7 after that cap. Now look at this. I'm going to show you all this real quick. So here's our cap. Let me undo this. Top button is how much dead cap we're going to take. Bottom button is how much we save. Okay. All right. So we go up. Cap space right now is at 5.8. 95. Okay. So we scroll down. We find Mr. because the only person that really was under contract that we cut was Terrace Marshall. So we cut him and we saved 1.44 million. And now the cap space is up to 7.3. Now, what they do with that cap space right there is I think they leave it. I think they that they will cut that, keep that cap space just for emergency purposes only throughout the season, which I think is smart because, again, injuries happen. So you want to be able to have that money just in case you got to sign guys for a quick little contract, right? So I think with the cap space and them cutting Terrace Marshall there, all right, that's how much money they're going to save. Okay, that's how much money they're going to save. Let me edit myself so y'all can see this a little bit better. Because you can't really see it with me being in the way. So there you go. See? So now you've got Terrace Marshall cut. Now you can see it with the 7.3 million. And then, of course, the 144. So you save some money. Amazing comes in and says we could have days more if we cut Ian Thomas and kept Matthews. Yeah. I mean, if you cut Ian, let's find Ian Thomas right now. They already cut him. Well, wait, they cut Jack Anderson. So did they save some money there too? Why do some of these people say you can cut them and get some money? Cut them. Price is way too high. You need to cut it. Let's see how much money they could save if they did end up cutting Ian Thomas. They wouldn't save any money because they restructured his deal. As you can see, cap savings underneath amazing. They wouldn't save any more money, unfortunately, because they restructured his deal. So the dead cap, they would take $3.7 million in dead cap and save zero money. So now they wouldn't save any money, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to go check out the Roundtable Sports tonight. Let's roll the clip.
Roundtable Sports Network brings you NFL divisional debate coverage on a weekly basis from your favorite content creators across YouTube, featuring the AFC East Roundtable live Monday and Wednesday evenings, the AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. EST, the NFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST. The NFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST. The AFC North Roundtable live Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST. The NFC East Roundtable live Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. Roundtable Sports. Real coverage from real fans.
So shout out to Roundtable Sports, guys. Don't forget to go check it out tonight of course, don't forget to check that out tonight at 7 p.m. EST. So appreciate you guys. Yeah, so I mean, again, we went over the roster cuts. Not many shocking cuts. Not surprised by some, not surprised by some. And some others. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Jack Anderson, DiCaprio Boodle, Michael Strachan. Those three, since we free up free up to like 9 million. So we cut those three since we freed up to like 9 million. Let me check that out. So you're saying, okay, Jack Anderson that we cut, right? So that's $1 million. DiCaprio Boodle, Michael Strachan. So now we're up to 10.5 million. Does that make sense? Is there anybody else on this list that we cut that I might have missed? Didn't we cut Cam Gill too? Or are those guys on injury? No, we didn't. Let me look back at that. Trying to figure this out. No, let's see. Waived. Well, Cam Gill and Tay Davis are on injury reserved. Okay. So no, we did not waive them or cut them. Anybody else on this list? I don't think so. So really we freed up like, well, we went from 5 million to 10 million then, based off of Zach's comment. So with the cuts of actually, Zach's right. So with Terrace Marshall, Jack Anderson, DiCaprio Boodle, Michael Strachan, those 4 cuts, we saved over basically $4 million, probably $4 or $5 million total, because we were without those cuts. Look, so without those cuts, right? We're at $5.8 million. So Terrace Marshall, 1.4, basically. We'll just say 1.4. All right, Jack Anderson and them. So you got 1, 2, 3. I mean, you say basically 4 point something million, 4.4, probably like 4.7 mil. So that's $10 million of cap space going into the season. Now, again, if we continue with this cap space now that it's at that, okay. Now, amazing. I don't think they do something crazy like that. Yeah, Stacy, I love it too. Coke, Rame made the initial 53-man roster development, young talent. Yeah, for sure. Guys, make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're watching on Twitter, just take a few seconds, come over to the YouTube channel. Do me a favor. Just smash the like and subscribe. That's all I ask. We're trying to get this to 6,000 subscribers. I'd love to get this channel up to 6,000. We're trying to grow all the way up. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Now, back to this. Now that we saved up that with these cuts, we've saved money. The reason why I say not Hassan Reddick money or anything like that, I think we need to be very strategic with this 10.5 million. Okay. We need to take this money and keep as much of it as possible because, number one, insurance policy for injury, so we can bring in guys that we need to. But also, number two is also we need to have this money available possibly for next season. Because now, if we have this 10.5 million, it carries on to next season. It will carry on to the next season. And you already can tell we've got a crap ton of money heading in. Oh, we already got a decent amount of money. And that's not even all of it going into next season, because once we eat all that dead cap, because we're already eating all the dead cap this offseason, everyone, people don't realize that we're eating all that dead cap money this offseason, right? So once we eat all that dead cap, we're going to have a crap ton of money to work with next year. It's supposed to be top 10 cap space money by next year. Even with the big contracts that we signed and plus the 2-year and some of the 2-year contracts, it really doesn't take a lot out of our cap space next year because of how some of these young guys, of course, with the younger guys. But again, we're going to eat all that cap space this year. Going into next year, we're going to have minimal with zero dead cap. That's what Brant Tillis is working on. And then, of course, we're going to be able to have big money top 10, top 5 cap space so that Dan Morgan can go out next year and fill up this depth or bring in some big names, right? Bring in some big names, right? We want to be able to bring big names back to Carolina, do we not? So that's why, I mean, again, Hassan Reddick, yeah, that's a decent sized name, but I want to bring in a big name that's going to be here to help us pursue to the future, not just somebody, because Hassan Reddick's what, 29, 30 years old? He's only going to play for a certain amount of time, right? I want to bring in some big names. I want to be able to bring in big names next year. So, whoever the case it may be, right? Again, and of course, we got other big names out there like T. Higgins. That's a name. Brandon Ayuk. All those guys are going to be free. They're all free agents next year. They haven't signed any deals. How about Ayuk instead of, amazing. I did say T. Higgins or Ayuk. So again, I also want to be looking on the defensive side of the ball of things, right? I don't know what guys are going to be free agents next year. We can look at the free agency next year. Because again, if we want to look at the free agency next year, who's going to be available in 2025? Okay. 2025, next year, who's going to be available? Stephon Diggs. Sorry about that. It's an alarm. Stephon Diggs. You got Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin. Now, Khalil Mack, I could care less about age. Look at the ages. Now, Deontay Johnson, are you going to try to bring him back? Right? Now, if we're talking about ages, now let's look at corners real quick. Who's somebody I want to sign to bring in that could be a future, right? Byron Murphy, maybe 27 years old. Do I want to bring in a Jeff Okudah? I wouldn't say he's necessarily a big name, right? Eric Stokes. We can re-sign Deontay Johnson too. Yeah. So, I mean, again, there are guys out here that we're going to have to, in the corner room. What about the pass rushing room, right? Let's look at the pass rushing room. Maybe we go after a Josh Sweat. He's only 28. Trying to see if there's any decent guys left, though, that you can at least build around. Maybe Josh Uche, somebody we could look at. I'm just looking at guys that are going to be free agents next year. So really, there isn't really big names on this list. And really all the big shots are going to be up here. Anthony Nelson wouldn't be bad, but I wouldn't suggest it. Josh Sweat maybe, or Charles Amanuhu wouldn't be bad. Chase Young, somehow if we could transition him, right? Any linebackers available? Dre Greenlaw wouldn't be bad to bring over. I would take a chance on Isaiah Simmons. Devin White. Again, that would be nice. I would love to target him. Corners, again. Really, the only one would be Byron Murphy and maybe Jeff Okudah to bring in some help. Again, these could be more depth pieces. Centers. Connor Williams. Nick Harris wouldn't be bad either. Eisenberg wouldn't be bad. Let's see. See if there's any decent tight ends coming out. Juwan Johnson, maybe. I wouldn't say Harrison Bryant, no. No. Let's see any wide receivers. And again, the wide receivers, there's going to be a crap ton of guys coming out for free agency. The youngest is definitely going to be T. Higgins, who I would probably target just because of the youth there. Again, Brandon Ayuk's definitely going to be one. I would target him, of course, as well. But then really after those guys, if we're talking about bringing in, I would even look at Elijah Moore out of the Browns. I like him, what he brings to the table. He's only 25. So if we wanted to bring some more depth into here. Rondell Moore's a guy I would probably even look at. But this is guys for 2025. So again, there's going to be some names out there. But again, I still believe, even though, yes, we want to look at the free agent market coming up next year and thinking about the cap space because it is real. And I don't think a lot of people think about it that way. But it's just like Amazing said, a good cornerback class on the 2025 draft. Sure. We need to continue drafting really good. Like, let's say Carolina hits on these first 4 picks: Leggett, Brooks, Jadavion Sanders, Trevin Wallace, and heck, we don't even forget it. Let's not forget about Chal Smith-Wade. Like, if we hit on those, if those picks all pan out, right? And then we go into next year and do the same thing with guys that actually end up panning out, because Chal Smith-Wade's going to take over for Troy Hill once he's gone. Jadavion Sanders is probably going to be tight end 1. I truly believe that at this point. You got Leggett and Mingo, who are going to get some burn this year to develop and become that, hopefully, your future in the wide receiver room, right? You got Jonathan Brooks, who's going to be your future running back. You got Trevin Wallace. Excuse me, I ate my crow on him because I didn't like the pick. But now he's showing that he belongs. Like, this draft class could be one of the best draft classes that Carolina's had in a very, very long time. Even if the first 4 guys pan out, or even all 5 of them pan out, I think the first 5, the 5 guys that are, here could end up could pan out. And if they pan out, we continue to go into the next draft class and we do the same thing again, and Dan Morgan proves that he can draft, because that's where you're going to build this team up, is in the draft. I mean, yes, free agency helps, but people need to realize your future is built off of the draft. That's how teams become very good, because you're able to bring in talent and you're able to develop that talent, right? That's also been the biggest issue. Carolina's never been able to, in a while, been able to keep in-house talent and develop them. We just haven't. Right? So again, I think that, that's where it all starts for us. That's where it all starts for us. So, but yeah, good point right there by Amazing. Yeah. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm going to hop off of here. Don't forget about tonight's NFC South Roundtable. We're going to be chatting it up on there. We're going to be doing our obviously our week 3. We're going to give our thoughts about the last preseason finale. We're going to talk about the rankings of the NFC South and our records. And then we're going to be also talking about the NFC, our 53-man roster cuts, like we were just talking about today. So tune in. Going to be a lot of shit talking. Going to be a lot of fun. Respect to all those guys, of course. Even Saints, Falcons fans. I give them respect, and of course the Buccaneers. I give them all respect. So until we're on top, then I'm going to talk all the shit that I possibly can. But as of right now, I have to stay humbled and stay mindful of where we are until proven otherwise, right? So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Guys, if you were watching on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you come over. Just like and subscribe. That's all I ask. Trying to grow this channel to get 6,000. We're on the road to really 10K, but right now we're on the road on the short goal of 6,000 subscribers. So I greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Much appreciated. Love y'all. Be safe. And as always, keep pounding. Peace.